is good, everybody? My Paper Moon fam. It's your boy, PaperSIn, back with another reaction video. This one is called The Most Terrifying Hack I Have Ever Seen. Moveit. And it's by the YouTube channel Upper Echelon. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, as always, link to the channel, link to the video will both be in the description below. So be sure to check him out. See what else he has in store for you. And while you're there, don't forget to do those 3 things I like to ask you to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. See what's good, see what's great, see what's going on. No hate. Before I forget,
All right, I don't normally do multiple uploads in a single day. It's super rare. In fact, it's just not really a pattern I can sustain at all. But this one felt like it needed to be rushed and it needed to be talked about. And I know it's 2 doomer-ish topics in one day. Bear with me on that, but it just sort of is what it is.
I know from the screen, it looks like one of those games that you can play. I think one of them is like shows a map like this, and it's like you're trying to get a virus to go to spread and do whatever. But this is real life. I'm guessing. So, well, that's why it's on this channel. So, yeah.
For context, lately I've been starting to become much more aware of the cybersecurity and digital threat landscape. I've worked with multiple sources, expert sources I might add, and while I'm still very much green in this particular area myself, I'm a quick learner. I like to think so.
Right.
I'm not normally a breaking news type channel. It's definitely exhilarating being on the cutting edge of topics when that's possible, but it's not really my goal as a creator here on YouTube. My goal is to produce things that have value beyond the platform. If I can warn about a scam and save people a bunch of money, that's a positive impact. If I can bring attention to an incredible indie game that deserves more popularity, same deal.
Okay.
I have one of those hopefully releasing tomorrow, actually, but when talking about impact, there's a lot of choices available. Today, right now, when we're saying the words impact, it feels fitting to lead in with that. The scariest hack I have ever seen is unfolding in real time, and maybe I can't really do anything about that at all. Maybe it's just me shouting into the proverbial void, if you will, but it still felt like the kind of breaking news where I don't really have a choice. It just has to be covered. Here's the overview. June 15th at roughly 12 p.m. Eastern Time, articles began circulating en masse, dominating the news cycle for basically all major technology-focused publications. These articles pertain to a ransomware attack by an APT, an Advanced Persistent Threat Group, known as CLOP, TA505.
All right, well, hold on real quick, because this is going to be stuck in my mind, and I'm not going to be able to listen to the rest of what he's actually saying. Maybe I have that one thing where it's like you see faces in whatever, designs or whatever. But right here, you got Freddy. This is Chica. And yeah, that's all I see. But yeah, it's probably because I've just watched a couple of FNAF VHS videos. But I know it's supposed to be serious, but that was just stuck in my mind. So I had to, all right, sorry, not sorry.
Basically all major technology-focused publications.
Okay.
These articles pertain to a ransomware attack by an APT, an Advanced Persistent Threat Group, known as CLOP, TA505.
Okay.
This group had allegedly gained access to a Managed File Transfer Program, MFT, developed by Progress Software Corporation, known as Moveit, which was then used to compromise a bevy of companies such as Shell, First National Bank, A+ Federal Credit Union, United Healthcare Services Incorporated, Power Financial Credit Union, Minnesota Department of Education, Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology, University of Georgia, Green Shield Canada, HCI College, multiple federal agencies, by the way, and more. I could actually spend a rather long time listing out the companies affected by this attack, and there's many more, but the point is to say that it is very, very far-reaching.
So he mentioned banks, he mentioned schools, he mentioned technology institutions, and more.
And affects a large number of industries. However, despite the main cycle of news breaking on the 15th, this is not the earliest point in time when the vulnerability was first discussed. Reported by HelpNet Security, the Minnesota Department of Education claims to have discovered the vulnerability or been told about it as early as May 31st. Moving over to Bleeping Computer, reported on June 8th, 2023, CLOP ransomware had been testing the vulnerability since April of 2022, according to them. and had been
They've been
searching
working.
for it since as far back as 2021.
Mm.
The vulnerability being used appears to have been given the ID CVE 2023-34362, although it may actually be an entirely new bug as of yet undiscovered. The precise details are unclear at this time.
Okay.
A proof of concept for 34362 can be found on GitHub, but here's the part that matters for people that don't really want to follow along with all of that. All of this is possible because a threat actor gained unauthorized access to a file transfer system, in effect, called Moveit, and then used that access to exfiltrate sensitive data from various users of that software. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad he dumbed it down first because I'm not gonna pretend I know any of what he was talking about. I was trying to follow along and pay attention, but he was losing me hardcore. So I'm glad he dumbed it down. So basically, those other places that the virus attacked, places like the technical industries, the universities, the banks, they used that program Moveit to move data from places like those, but to where? Probably to his computer or their storage, whatever. So those bank accounts, those private information from the universities, the technology from the data technology, the data of the technology from those technological industries and stuff like that. Seems like he was able to move, not just gain access to it, but move the data to probably his storage. Holy shit.
Sense? That's really the basic gist of it. Well, to explain why this is the scariest hack I've ever seen in my life, let's look at what Moveit does. What is the software and who uses it? Simply put, Moveit is one of many different file transfer or sharing systems out there, and funnily enough, it's rather small, comparatively speaking.
Okay.
By market share, it's actually 23rd, with just 0.13%, estimated by Datanyze.
Okay.
That may sound small, and the scope of this hack may seem benign to some, until you look slightly deeper. Under Solutions on their website, there is an entire dedicated section for the US government. Quote, Moveit helps IT teams at almost every federal civilian agency and military branch to securely transfer mission-critical information and assure the performance of their networked infrastructures and applications, end quote.
Okay.
And that is where the danger lies. Almost every federal civilian agency and military branch uses the software for mission-critical information.
Oh shit. Okay. Obviously, I shouldn't have to explain. Oh, I don't have to explain anything beyond that. Like mission critical information being able to get access and move to whatever location the hacker wanted.
That has been compromised, by the way. That software has been compromised by a threat actor who is now verifiably posting secret, confidential, and sensitive corporate information publicly. Now, for the sake of being thorough, I'm not going to do the thing where I say, trust me, bro, and just tell you I've seen it with my own eyes. Here is the Clop PR Onion website right now, where the confirmed info dumps from successful targets are being posted actively.
Holy shit.
I can't scroll through much of this, and I certainly cannot download a single thing. I'm not posting the Onion or anything like that, but this data is comprehensive. There are individual passport scans contained, from what I understand, and the basic gist of it is that they basically have what they say they have. The breach is real, and the scope of data that is being released is unprecedented.
So obviously, for your security reasons, for your security purposes, you probably should not go to this website or try to look it up. And you should definitely not download anything, because like, why would you want to? Why would you want to put yourself into that position? Whether or not it is safe to just straight download it. It's obviously federal information as well, so you probably get in trouble for just holding on to it. The feds would find you and, like, you know what I'm saying, they might associate you as the hacker or with the hacker and put you behind the bars or some shit. So for your safety, don't do that. Don't even try looking for it.
Maybe this will put things in perspective. Directly from CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, which is the National Coordinator for Critical Infrastructure Security Resilience, that's a mouthful, quote, CISA remains in close contact with Progress Software and our partners at the FBI to understand prevalence within federal agencies and critical infrastructure, end quote. AKA, there has been a breach of federal agencies and critical infrastructure. Hence, the scariest hack I've ever seen. Now, for those that want to go down the rabbit hole a little bit here, June 15th is a hell of a day to coincidentally witness widespread news break about an unprecedented hack, especially involving banks and credit unions.
Why is that?
Because June 14th, one day prior, multiple known hacker groups, those being Revel, Killnet, and Anonymous Sudan, announced a public alliance to destroy the Western payment system, SWIFT.
Holy
Make of that
shit.
what you will. These groups have their own extensive history and atmosphere, but the frequency of large-scale damaging digital events, I'll call them, is accelerating.
So they want to destroy the Western payment system. I know it's a little bit off topic, but that right there kind of reminds me of the show Mr. Robot, where that group, that hacker group wanted to just erase all debt, all debt within the US. Like every person's debt. And kind of essentially resetting a lot of things. But also kind of, I guess it would end up fucking up the system or whatever. But wow. Okay.
This is the part where I get called a conspiracy theorist, and I understand the inclination. Believe me, I do.
Conspiracy theorist? I'm just going to stop. All right. Serious. Okay. Sorry.
But just hear me out. I'm not going to speculate on why this is becoming a wider narrative. I'm not going to speculate on motivation in the slightest or some kind of deeper meaning or anything like that. Beyond simply showing a piece of content, that's all I'm going to do. But everyone should be aware of the wind, let's say, especially when the wind starts blowing stronger. This right here is the World Economic Forum. I know a lot of people have very intense opinions on what this group is, why it exists, and what it does, but let's take a look at the video they posted 2 years ago called A Cyber Attack with COVID-like Characteristics. It's a decent video. It is, mostly discussing the danger of a digital virus of sorts that spreads through connected devices in an exponential way. And they also have an apt comparison, and there's a bunch more to make if you wanted to. It's a very real threat, by the way, but let's look at this through a macro lens. I'm not telling anyone what to think, nor am I assigning motive in the slightest. My simple goal is to state a series of facts in chronological order. The World Economic Forum, in 2019, partnering with Johns Hopkins University, hosted a roundtable called Event 201. This event simulated a fictional coronavirus outbreak and attempted to delve into the mechanics of government reaction and risk mitigation. Quote,
I think I heard about that event. I don't remember what it was called, but yeah. I remember hearing something about an event where the people came together and discussed what would happen if, whatever.
Experts agree that it is only a matter of time before one of these epidemics becomes global. A pandemic with potentially catastrophic consequences. A severe pandemic, which becomes Event 201, would require reliable cooperation among several industries, national governments, and key international institutions. End quote. It is not my place to speculate on that further. Some people view this event as an obvious effort to take aimed at getting ahead of obvious potential problems. Others view it as an early warning sign, the powers that be mapping out their plan of sorts.
That's what I heard. Like, obviously, I think it was, but I heard that people were speculating that this was them trying to, basically planning out future events of things like COVID, and then COVID happened. So, but yeah, that's what people were saying. I have not insight on it, but what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not on either side. I'm just for a lot of things that happen in the world, I feel like I'm just here to witness them and not have a side to pick or whatever.
I am not weighing in on that discussion. Let's be clear. Other than to say that regardless of where you fall individually, whether you believe in the World Economic Forum as an institution, thereby trusting what they put out into the world as a result, or if you despise them, believing them to be a malignant force with a powerful hidden agenda of some kind, it really doesn't matter. Directly before the onset of COVID-19, an experiment was run aimed at exploring the effects of a novel coronavirus, and we all know what happened soon after that. 2 years ago, in 2021, a narrative push began occurring by the World Economic Forum where they were warning of impending danger from cyber attacks that possess COVID-like characteristics, if we're being more precise. Later in 2023, during the WEF summit in Davos, Managing Director Jeremy Jurgens warns again that some sort of catastrophic cybersecurity event is likely within the next 2 years.
Oh.
And now we are witnessing heightened frequency and impact of cyber threat actors who have managed to infiltrate what can only be described as a specialized file sharing service used by government agencies and military. This is an evolving situation. Ransomware hacks to some may seem like a far-off Hollywood-style concept, but they're not.
Right.
They're real. They happen every day, and this is a big one. A good example to draw from, reported by the BBC in 2020, is when ransomware actors gained access to the University of California San Francisco files.
Right.
The negotiation itself took time, and the university ended up paying out over $1 million to the hackers via Bitcoin.
Damn.
Some companies pay, some companies don't. But Klopp is now in possession of an unknown amount of data from federal agencies and critical infrastructure, with a clear intention to publish it if whatever demands they are making fail to be met on time. We'll learn more over time about what's going on, and I should add that Klopp have made an explicit claim on their PR site that they have deleted all government data in particular. They are, according to their claims, only interested in businesses. Everything else related to government workers or files has supposedly been deleted. But the question needs to be asked. Even if this particular event is not what instigates a global catastrophe a la WEF predictions, how long will it be before something else does? It is very clear, abundantly clear, to anyone who pays even the slightest bit of attention that the world of cyber warfare is high stakes and we're kind of playing it for keeps, which leaves us wondering if, or rather when, will something occur that does cripple the financial industry. It's not outside the realm of possibility. This is not something where you just brush it off and say, oh man, it's never going to happen. It can happen. What kind of situations are coming down the pike? Because if the frequency and severity of these infiltrations continue, we very well may arrive at a crossroads where the economic and social impact will become just as large, if not larger, than COVID-19.
Damn.
I know I publish a lot of doomer topics lately and a lot of people are getting sick of them, but that's the shit I've been researching. Agree, disagree, feedback, etc. Feel free to leave it all down below in the comment section. For anyone interested, Upper Echelon has a comprehensive link database of cybersecurity techniques, services, and solutions linked down below that we've worked rather hard on for anyone who wants to protect themselves better on an individual level. There's things that are free, things that you pay money for. It's all up to you as an individual. It's flexible.
Be sure to check them out.
Implement what you want, where you want. It's just a lot of useful things that we hope will be valuable to people. But yeah, that's it. I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching. I do have an indie spotlight coming tomorrow, some upbeat stuff, some more fun things, not just the doomer stuff, but I don't know, that's the rabbit hole I've been going down lately, and I'm not really sorry about it. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.
And you shouldn't be sorry about it. I actually appreciate it because, you know, whether some things are more serious than others, it lets you figure out what you want to actually worry about, if you want to worry about anything. But it lets you decide what your next move would be in a way. You feel me? But yeah, like be sure to check out his channel and the description for this video, for that video, because so that you can get, if you want to look at his information for security, for cybersecurity, and of course link to his channel and link to this video. His video will both be in my description below, so be sure to check it. So there's your tunnel to get to it, I guess. But so what do you think about the cybersecurity attack? Seems like they are focusing on businesses and stuff. So I guess some people could may end up looking at them as like the hero, and some people of course would look at them as the villain. But it's like, personally, it just like I said earlier, it reminds me of the Mr. Robot hacker group when their goal was to erase every person's debt in the entire U.S. or entire Western states or United States. But that is crazy, man. It's the things that people can do and shit. I low-key wonder if they used Chat GPT to help come up with any of the coding or whatever for the hack, for the virus, for any of it. Because like we watched another video that people were using Chat GPT to help to do things like that. I'm not saying that they did it, I'm curious about it. But yeah, this was an interesting video. I'm late to the party with this one because this came out 12 days ago, so almost 2 weeks ago. But you know, better late than never, I guess. Yeah, but you should be, what do you think about it? Let me know in your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, you know what it is after that. I'm like at a lost for words, bro. But you know what it is after that. In case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace and much love to you.